we've got some great news for Rings of Power Season 2. Are you guys
Is it
ready?
cancelled?
Well, not quite that good, no. But you know Tom Bombadil, that exciting character from the Lord of the Rings books that was so popular that they didn't actually put him into the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which was possibly the best decision they could have ever made. Well, he's going to be in Season 2 of Rings of Power. And just look at him right there.
It's so funny. So this one is funny to me because I'm not familiar with like the lore with Lord of the Rings for the most part. Like all the characters are not in the movies basically for a long time, or for the most part. So I scrolled by. It's like, what's that weird wizard? Nah, whatever. And then later on the day, I saw a little platoon post like, oh, this is Bombadil. He's supposed to be like colorful and everything. It's like, oh, he doesn't look like anything. Like he's very gray and
looks like shit. Yeah,
just normal wizard man. I wasn't even aware this was like a Lord of the Ring thing when I scrolled past. Like, oh, this is a weird wizard. Anyway, so, moving on.
He's always singing in the books, right? And there's one point where like he saves Frodo's life, but Frodo is still so fucking bored of him that he puts the ring on to escape from him. And like,
fuck this guy.
I'm out of here.
And like, it's weird because like it doesn't have any effect. Like, it doesn't make him invisible to Tom Bombadil. Like, he's just like, where are you trying to go, you dick? Get back here.
That's funny.
Listen to me sing a bit more.
He would have ruined.
If it was actually like that, it'd be good.
The entire tension of the ring is just destroyed by his existence. Like deleting him.
It is, and like because he's just messing around with it. He puts it on his finger, and it doesn't make him go invisible or anything. It's basically got no power over him. And essentially, he's like a game changer. And so there's literally one point in the book where they're like, why don't we just give the ring to this guy and get him to go destroy it for us? Because like it doesn't seem to even corrupt him or do anything to him. And Gandalf's just like, I'd probably just forget what the point of it was or whatever. Like, we can't use it.
It was just like, nah, don't worry about it. Let's not talk about that. He breaks everything. It's so stupid.
Yeah, and when Tolkien was asked about him, apparently he was just like, I didn't really have a plan for Tom Bombadil. I just thought it was a cool idea.
Serious?
I got fucking stoned one day and just made him.
Did he really say that?
Yeah. He's not meant to, like, he didn't really know what to do with him as a character.
I read the book and I'm thinking, like, what are we doing here? This is a complete waste of time. Like, everything else is like flowing and like this makes sense. But why? Who's this Tom guy? Why are we still here? Every page, it just kept going, and they never mentioned him again. It's literally a complete waste of time. It's insane.
It's like the first mini adventure that they go on before they get into the main adventure of like trying to get rid of the ring and stuff. And so it spans multiple chapters. It wastes so much fucking time. Like if you tried to put that into the movie, it would kill it. Absolutely kill the pace. And they've decided. But we're now onto the dregs of the fucking Tolkien lore. So yeah, sure, like throw him into Rings of Power Season 2. It makes sense, I suppose. So there he is. Yeah. He's going to be.
J.D. went, this isn't boring enough. We need to make it as boring as we possibly can, so no one pays attention.
Yeah.
Isn't there more pictures where he looks miserable because he's supposed to be happy, isn't he? And jolly.
He's supposed to be.
He's always singing. Yeah, like. If I was to be super generous, I would say he represents a kind of nature deity. Like, so he doesn't have any like larger goals within the world. If it's summertime, he's like all happy and jolly. If it's winter, he's kind of like fairly inactive.
Like a hippie wizard almost.
Basically, yeah. Like, whether like Tolkien was smoking the pipe weed or something when he came up with this dude, whatever. Like he represents something that's way older and more primitive than the Ring and Sauron and the elves and all that stuff. Like this is a dude who existed since the dawn of time.
Doesn't he have a wife?
Yeah, Goldberry.
If she's not in the pictures, do you think she's divorced him and took all his stuff and now he's miserable?
She's gay, and she's found a nymph or something to shag up with.
And Tom is just alone. She took half the hut.
Divorced, widowed Tom. Like he's just like in the toughest state ever. Yeah, this might be it.
Is that him on the left?
No
the
way.
Jolly Giant.
I think so. Yeah, it's Discount Hagrid.
He's so miserable. Like he looks like he's just got nothing else to do now. She's took everything. The kids. I don't have enough money to move on. He's just going to stay in his hut till he dies. That's what he looks like.
I don't give a shit about this character, but I'm just looking at this. That's not Tom. Where's the color? Where's the like? I think Reaper's theory is right. This must be like whittled Bombadil. Like that's the only explanation.
Punished Bombadil.
Yeah, punished.
It's you know what it looks like? It looks like Zack Snyder's Bombadil.
Oh no!
No, it'd be like 4 shades darker, and he'd be holding like a fucking skull or something.
It's going to be a slow-mo shot of him like marching through the woods or something.
Yeah.
Everything is blurry. It's like, ugh.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine
I'm wondering
singing?
if because Gandalf's talking to him, was like, if there's going to be a scene as he's leaving where he's like, "Hey, you know, a hat would suit you well," and he's like,
Oh my god.
maybe, buddy, maybe."
throw
You look good in grey.
He throws it to him.
And then he says back, "You should have some color on you." And he's like, "Oh." And then we have the.
Sounds like they're getting gay with each other.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, they look like they just got
You
interrupted.
joke about that, but like, no.
Who knows anymore? God damn.
No, stay, go with the flow. He starts to rubbing his shoulders and he goes, "What are you doing, Tom?"
Let this happen.
Don't fight it.
I think this is a perfect encapsulation of everything that Rings of Power represents, though. Like, we're going to take the dregs of Tolkien lore, you know, the shit that wasn't even good enough to put into the movies with Peter Jackson, and that's going to be like one of the big deals of our new season. Yeah, it makes sense, I suppose. We're picking the bones, I suppose, of what this, you know, this narrative once was.
They're
And this
running
is
out
what
of
we end up with.
recognizable characters.
Leftovers for sure.
Well, they've only got the rights to so many things, I suppose, and it's pretty limited.
Yeah, you got a speed at which you can ruin stuff. They're probably thinking, well, we've got 5 seasons. Haven't got a lot of characters, so we destroyed Tom in season 2. We destroyed Elrond in season 3.
Season 1. What do
Oh,
you mean? That fucking loser.
I mean, yeah, you destroyed Galadriel in season 1, so that was a pretty big accomplishment. Well done.
She swam the
Mithril.
Atlantic Ocean.
They destroyed Mithril in season 1. They fucked everything up. Like nothing made sense in that first season. So
The
terrible.
sea is always right.
They fucked up the sea.
Fucking,
Like
The sea is
the sea itself.
why
The
did you
Ring of Power.
rescue her? Because the sea is always right. You go, the sea's trying to drown her.
Well, it's like, but it's that same
Yeah,
scene.
he's right.
He's like talks about his wife, and it's like, what happened to her? And he goes,
My wife. They're like 2 minutes apart. Why would they do that? Where's the editor? Someone help. It's so stupid, man. Oh my
Listen,
god.
I just hope the guy who created Mount Doom is okay. I hope he's still around.
Old man
kicking.
Waldring or something.
Yeah, he's like,
30
I'm gonna
years
push the
pain.
button, click.
Disgusting fucking man that
Literally
felt
the
like
most-
this.
Do you remember
Important.
when they had to get rid of the one tree that they didn't cut down? with
Yeah,
the
that was funny.
trench? And they give you this wide shot. All the trees are gone, but there's this one tree still standing.
They
Yeah, fuck
They
you,
dig
tree.
right to it.
they dug right into a tree. They couldn't see it coming.
It's just appeared out of nowhere.
And how do you take the guy who was gangster enough to say, "Fuck you, Elrond, I'm keeping the ring. Fuck you"? How do you take a Sildor and like turn him into that little bitch that we got in the Rings of Power? Like he might be the person who got screwed over the most, and we're not even thinking about it because it's like this can't be you. You wouldn't. No. I hated it. I hated it so much
Well, aren't you
This
looking
is-
forward
this
to
is modern
Isildur's
Captain, isn't
fake sister?
with the giant tits.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
can bring those back. Oh, remember that?
Yeah, that was the one thing I remember about that character. It's like I don't even remember her name or anything. It's just I just
Nothing.
remember she had a fucking spectacular rag.
I do remember one thing. They not only came out at the same time in House of the Dragon, but they did like a bedroom dying old king scene, like just like Viserys. So we had that comparison as well. And it's so shit in the Rings of Power where they nailed the Viserys one. It's just one of my favorite comparisons ever, man. It was stupid shit.
Didn't they add racism? Like the humans called elves knife ears.
Fucking hell, knife is.
When you stole that from Dragon Age. That was from fucking 2008. You stole that from another fantasy, you lazy bastards.
He literally said, "Why
Elves
can't you
taking
people
your
let the past
trades."
go?" He had them yell,
Took
"Why
your
can't you people
jibs."
let the past
Yeah.
go?" It's so fucking like on the note. It's just, yeah, that whole scene was insane.
How does
you know the funny thing though? Like I bet they were all patting themselves on the back when they wrote that scene.
Yeah, they were
like,
super
oh
proud.
yeah, no, people will totally, you know,
Do you
they'll
think
get
it's
what
too
we're
subtle?
going for here, but yeah,
Do you think they might not get it?
yeah. How can we make this more obvious?
What was the
that show's gonna be great.
what's the island called again? Like Atlantis, whatever the fuck is Numenor. How does that look worse than Minas Tirith when this is supposed to be like a million times better?
Yeah, this is Minas Tirith on steroids.
And yeah, it looks worse.
Well, yeah, because everyone in this show is retarded, and so are the people who made it. So it's a classic example of a character can only be as smart as the person who writes it. And there's your benchmark right there.
I like the point you made. Take them in.
Yeah. Well, I like the point you made as well about Isildur. Even like this is the guy who cuts the ring from the hand of Sauron. Like literally the guy who almost destroys Sauron from Middle Earth. And he's just like this soft, pasty-faced little bitch who's just like always staring off at the horizon, like
zoned out, daydreaming. You're telling me he's this daydreaming little twink that's like they grew up to somehow like be the guy who said no to like the risk he took. That just the type of we got one line from him in the movie, and like the amount of like agency he had in that one line, and like the amount of character we got out of it, that he would be willing to do that, even though the risk is that of course he's being influenced by the ring, but still, it was just you can't do that and give us this. Like
he looks like a heroic character as well. That's what I think they did so well with the casting there. He looks like the big like armored hero who's going to conquer everything, and he got seduced by the power of the ring and corrupted by it.
Yeah,
which is great. But like he's still got that look about him. Like you imagine this is a guy who could take on Sauron and perhaps stand a chance against him. Like with this dude. Fucking hell, I wouldn't let him take on a fucking caramel latte.
Exactly. This guy, it's just he's not the same. He doesn't have that same like charisma. It's your casting is so essential. Like it really plays a factor. Even someone we only had like one scene for, taking that dude and then giving us this, I just don't believe it.
Do you think Tom Bombadil will go, "Hey, Isildur, have you heard of Andrew Tate?" He has to get in shape.
Oh boy,
I like this. Numenor looks like a shitty Mediterranean fishing village. It really does.
Yeah, it just looked cheap. And
$1 billion.
I feel like a lot of people had this experience of like going into the show bitter, but then as soon as it starts, it's like, so there's a horse over there. That's a dragon, looks pretty good. Everything looks kind of legit. This feels like Westeros. What's going on here? Compared to like Rings of Power, where every single thing looks shit. I think the only thing I complimented was the orcs looked okay. Some of them,
but they were vampires. They couldn't stand in the sun.
Yeah, Dracula orcs. Like, what was that about? What was that?
Yeah, again, that's them taking one line from the books and just like extrapolating it into this nonsense. Like, literally, the books is just orcs don't like sunlight. Like, it makes them uncomfortable or whatever. Now it's like, it fucking melts them like vampires.
Now they're Reapers from Blade 2. Like, what the hell is this shit, man?
Yeah.
How could they ever win a war?
You got to get Sauron.
You can't fight half the day.
Yeah.
How many volcanoes are there? You can't keep pouring water and all the volcanoes on Middle Earth. There's only so many.
There's only so many Waldrakes out there.
Yeah, old man Waldrake. Like I think Dricka, you were gonna say he's the key to everything. He's one of the most important.
Yeah, literally the most important event in the entire history of Middle Earth was just done by a random fucking hobo. He just put the sword in the thing and turn it. Like, okay, this ridiculously convoluted contraption goes off to pour water into Mount Doom and make it erupt and turn Mordor into Mordor.
It's just a wall. They could have just destroyed the wall. It would have worked fine too.
And who built all that stuff? And then like they got to the point where they were about to trigger it, and then they're like, "Nah, we better not. We'll wait."
That's an elven watchtower. Really? It was an elven watchtower, but somehow a Mordor sword opens it.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Like the idea there was like some other loyalist who was every day making the hike from like a pond to there with a cup of water, like, I'm gonna do it eventually.
Drop by drop, I'm gonna have my vengeance.